going on, people? Welcome to You Know the Score this evening. It's your boy Shingy_London. Now, before you do anything, you know the drill. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you show some support. Make sure you hit that like. And also, most importantly, share it with your friends if you like this content. You know what I'm saying? So if you're new to the channel, make sure you show some support. Like, share, and subscribe. It takes a few seconds. Do you know what I'm saying? Only a few seconds. But anyway, let's get into it anyway. I mean, we've just seen Liverpool beat Leeds United 4-3, and what a game it was. What an advert for the Premier League. I thoroughly enjoyed that game, and obviously credit where it's due to Leeds United, you know what I mean, coming up from the Championship. And giving the Premier League champions, unfortunately, a good run for their money. I mean, they could have easily just bent over like Fulham, did against Arsenal. But it was refreshing to see that, Leeds, they stuck to their guns, stuck to their philosophy, their principles, and they tried to play. They actually tried to play, and the game, it ebbed and flowed. It was end to end, and I mean, me being a neutral, it was so good to watch. It was just unfortunate, obviously, that Leeds didn't come away, with at least a point, which I thought, they. On the balance of play, they probably deserved. They had more possession than Liverpool did throughout the 90 minutes. And that rarely happens at Anfield. You know what I'm saying? It rarely does happen at Anfield. Liverpool are always on the front foot. So for Leeds to go there and, have more possession, it just shows how well they've done. But yeah, no, it was a great game of football. Obviously, Salah, he got a hat-trick. 2 penalties, of course. The first one, this is, the Premier League, obviously, they've changed the guidelines on handball. I mean, the ball was deflected onto Cox. That's his name. He's not a cock, but, I mean, that's his name, innit? His name is Cock. And the referee gave a penalty to my amazement. And it was even checked by VAR. So, it still goes to show the people that are, assessing these decisions are not the right people to be assessing these decisions, because the ball was deflected onto his arm. So I don't think it was a penalty. But, Mo Salah emphatically tucked it away, smashed it in. But Leeds came back. I mean, it was a fantastic ball by Phillips. I think it was into Harrison on the left-hand side. And then he cut in, he left Trent for dead. And he slotted it away in the bottom corner. I mean, questions have to be asked about Trent's defensive capabilities there, because, if that was Aaron Wan-Bissaka, people would be, getting onto him. But we all know, obviously, Trent Alexander, his best attributes are going forward down the wing and contributing to Liverpool's offensive work. But yeah, it was a good equaliser by Leeds, and at that point they were very comfortable. Do you know what I'm saying? It was a bit of a shaky start for them in their first 5 minutes or so, but they found their feet and they started to pass and play, which was, it was refreshing to see. It was refreshing to see. But then obviously, they came undone at a set piece. Cock again, cocked up, allowing Van Dijk to head it in. So Cocky had a bit of a shaky start himself, but then Leeds came back again. Do you know what I'm saying? A mistake by Van Dijk, which, he's not known for making a lot of mistakes, but he made a mistake and he allowed Bamford in, and Bamford tucked it in away. There's always been talk about whether is Bamford good enough to actually, make it in the Premier League. But yeah, no, he did his thing. He slotted it away, and at that point it was 2-2. And I'm thinking, what, Leeds are pretty comfortable. Leeds are pretty comfortable, and, we'll just have to wait and see what happens in the second half. And then, before, obviously, not too long before half-time, Salah smashes it in. It was a fantastic strike by Salah. He looked very sharp today. It doesn't look like he's suffering any effects from pre-season. So he looked very sharp and he tucked it away. At that point, it was 3-2. But Leeds didn't give up. Leeds did not give up, and they came back in the second half. They tried to pass and play, and they got their just rewards. I mean, it was a fantastic goal. I mean, it was excellent play. I mean, Liverpool, they weren't aggressive enough. They weren't on the front foot defensively, and they allowed Leeds to knock it about, and it came to Leeds on the far side, and I think it was, what was it, Klitsch it was a brilliant take. I mean, he took it on the half turn and then he just slotted it away. Smashed it into the bottom corner, and Alisson had absolutely no chance. And at that point, I'm thinking, yeah, it's 3-3. I mean, they could possibly nick it. I'm saying, I'm hoping they could nick it. And, it was going into the dying minutes, and, Liverpool, you just sense that there was going to be at least a couple opportunities which Leeds had to try and see out. And they got away with it because Firmino had an opportunity, to make it 4-3, but he must have saw a ghost, and he fluffed these lines. I mean, he must be seeing ghosts at Anfield because he seems so scared to score at Anfield. I mean, he's got to do better in that position there. But, I mean, Liverpool fans, they will say he's an excellent defensive striker, which brings more to the team. But come on, man, you're the number 9. And in those positions there, you need to be tucking them away. You know what I mean? I'm still astounded how he has the same stats on FIFA as Martial. I'm astounded. I mean, yes, Firmino is the glue between Sane and Salah, but still, at the same time, man, his goal scoring stats are horrific. They are horrendous. Do you know what I'm saying? And he could have cost his team 3 points by not tucking it away, but Leeds were outdone by a stupid mistake by Rodrigo, and it's one of them ones. It's like Bielsa, he must be pulling his hair out, because it's one of them, you can't legislate for one of your players making a silly mistake like that in the dying last 5 minutes of a game. You've worked your socks off. Do you know what I mean? You've outplayed Liverpool at times in the game, and then one of your players commits a crime like that in the penalty box, and it's just like, what are you doing? Like, just take care of it. I mean, the ball comes down. Do you know what I mean? For me, Fabinho gets onto the ball, and he's looking for it. So any touch in the box, he's gonna go down. And he was going away from the goal, which was so annoying. And then you take him down. You take him down, and it's a penalty. And obviously Salah, he slotted it away as he usually does, making it 4-3 to Liverpool, which was very frustrating. It was so annoying. Jammy bastards. But yeah. Fair play. They got their 3 points, but I was very impressed by Leeds. I mean, their invention in their play and their patterns of play was very good. I was seeing so many triangles, and I think Leeds can only be encouraged by this going forward. Obviously they're gonna have a lot more tests coming up, but it was very encouraging signs. It showed that they weren't scared, and they were away from home. There was no fans as well, so it just shows that they're a good footballing side. But I think they will be annoyed that 4 of the goals came from set pieces. And, in the Premier League, you're going to be outdone by set pieces if you're not defensively, capable of defending set pieces, basically. I mean, but to be fair, I mean, they had a good record in the Championship. I think they had, let me have a look. Yeah, 21 clean sheets in 46 games in the Championship last season. So they're well versed in being able to defend, but in the Premier League is obviously a big step up. So, I mean, Bielsa, the man from Rosario, Argentina, I'm saying he will be very frustrated that they managed to concede 4 goals from set pieces. But yeah, what I found funny is that both of these teams had the best defensive records in their respective leagues. And, today they seem defensively rocky. Do you know what I'm saying? They're 2 high-pressing teams, and they defend from the front very well. But today, their defense was all over the place. So, I think for Liverpool, from their point of view, my screen's gone off. Yeah, for Liverpool, I think that will be a wake-up call for them. Just bear with me for a second. But yeah, that would be a wake-up call for them in terms of how they're defending, because they shouldn't be conceding 3 goals against Leeds United, and especially if you're the champions. So who knows if they're going to dip into the market. Leeds, like I said, they're going to have a lot more tests to see how defensively good they are in the Premier League, as it's a step up from the Championship. But yeah, I mean, it was a very, very good game of football. brilliant advertisement for the Premier League, and I look forward to seeing more games like this. It's just a shame. It's just a shame that fans were not allowed in the stadium, because obviously these are two arch rivals. They've been, in the past, in the years gone by, had some thrilling games back in the day. And it's a shame, obviously, especially for the Leeds fans as well, because their fans would have been so up for this game. You know what I'm saying? Going to Anfield in the away end, they really would have enjoyed this game. And it's a shame that fans are still not allowed in the stadium. And it would have been interesting to have gathered their thoughts after the game. Obviously, they would have been disappointed, but they would have been very encouraged by what they've seen. But yeah, I'm sure there'll be more to come from Leeds. Liverpool, I guess they will go again. Obviously, they'll be gunning for another league title. But this season we'll know more about Liverpool and how good they really are, because everybody knows that the hardest championship to win is the one after the previous season, because it tells a lot about your players' character. Do you know what I'm saying? Whether they're hungry enough to go at it again, because every game you play, it's going to be a cup final, because there's a bounty on your head. You're the team to beat, so they have to be at it all the time, because if they're not at it, then they won't retain the league title. And I don't think they will this season anyway, because I saw a few flaws towards the end of last season, but who knows? I mean, they'll be there or thereabouts, but yeah, we'll know more about their character this season and see whether they can actually try and retain that league title. I really hope they don't. Do you know what I'm saying? I hope that Man United can win the league title, which is very optimistic. I don't think we will, but there you go. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, great game of football. Great game of football. Man, I just want fans to be allowed back in the stadium, man, because yeah, when they are, I'll be at the stadiums to gather the fans' thoughts. But yeah, in the meantime, make sure you follow the channel, YKTS Football, on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like I said, it only takes a couple of seconds. That's all. It takes a couple of seconds. Show some support. Do you know what I'm saying? The more support I get, the more content, I'll be trying to give to you guys. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, make sure you hit that subscribe button and show some love. Make sure you share it with your friends. Do you know what I mean? Leeds fans, Liverpool fans. Make sure you comment below. Let me know if my opinions on the game. It makes you, well, if you agree with it, let me know. If you disagree, then yeah, leave a comment in the comment sections below. Yeah, make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Shingy_LDN. Yeah, and I'll be giving you more content this season. But welcome to the Premier League, Leeds. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Can't wait to reignite the rivalry with you, man. But yeah, it's your boy Shingy_London. It's the score. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back again in the next few days.